All right, today we're going to do something pretty wild. We are shrinking down to explore the secret microscopic world that makes you, well, you. We're diving deep inside the most fundamental unit of existence, the one thing that truly separates the living from the non-living. So, let's get started.
So let me just ask you something. When you look in the mirror, what do you see? Skin, hair, eyes, sure. But what are you really made of when you get right down to it? It's so much more than just flesh and bone. The answer is honestly kind of amazing.
The answer is cells. And we're not talking about just a few, we're talking trillions of them. And as you can see right here, they are not all the same. You've got specialized bone cells holding you up, you've got these intricate brain cells firing off thoughts, you've got blood cells flowing everywhere. Each one is a unique, tiny piece in the giant construction project that is you. So, what even is a cell? Well, the simplest way to put it is that it's the basic building block for all life. Think of it like a single Lego. You can't get any smaller, any more fundamental, and still call it life. This is where it all begins. Now, not all cells are created equal. You've basically got two main types. Over on one side, you've got the simple prokaryotic cells. Think bacteria. They're kind of the minimalists of the cell world. But then you have the complex eukaryotic cells. These are the ones with all the bells and whistles, including a proper nucleus. They're what you, me, every animal, and every plant are made of. And that's the kind we're going to be diving into today. So to really get a handle on this, we're going to take a tour. And the absolute best way to think about one of these eukaryotic cells is to imagine it's a bustling, microscopic city. A whole metropolis just buzzing with activity. I mean, just look at this. It's not some simple blob. It's a highly organized, intricate system. Every little component you see in there is like a specialized department. Scientists call them organelles. And each one has a super specific, vital job to do to keep this entire city humming along. Our tour is going to start right at the top, City Hall. All right, first stop on our tour, right in the center of it all. The big boss, the CEO of the cell. This is the nucleus. You can totally think of it as City Hall. Yeah, this is the command center. Tucked away inside are the city's master blueprints, your DNA. And from this one central office, the nucleus sends out all the commands. It controls the day-to-day operations, it manages energy use, our metabolism, and it even plans for the city's expansion through growth and reproduction. Literally nothing happens in this city without the nucleus giving the okay. Okay, so any city needs power to run, right? The lights don't just down by themselves. So where does a cell get all its energy? Well, for that, we head to our next stop, the city's power plants, better known as the mitochondria. You've probably heard these called the powerhouse of the cell, and that is the perfect description. These little organelles are constantly at work, converting nutrients into something called ATP, which is basically the cell's universal energy currency. It's like cash for cells. Every single thing you do, flexing a muscle, forming a memory, it requires spending some ATP. The mitochondria are the mints, constantly printing the money that keeps the whole city in business. So we've got a control center, and we've got power plants. But a city also needs to build things, right? It needs materials, tools, new buildings. And for that, we turn to the tireless workers on the assembly line, the ribosomes. Ribosomes are the cell's factories. They take the instructions sent out from the nucleus and use them to build proteins. And let me tell you, proteins are everything. They are the bricks, the steel beams, the communication signals, the machinery. The cell uses them for pretty much every single task. Without these factories cranking out proteins, the whole city would just fall apart. Okay, now this entire bustling city, with its command center and its power plants and its factories, it needs borders. It needs security to protect it from the outside world and to control who gets in and who gets out. And that brings us to one of the most important parts of the whole operation, the cell's gatekeeper, the cell membrane. And this is no ordinary wall. The cell membrane is this incredibly smart, flexible barrier. It's like the city's super strict border control, carefully checking everything that tries to cross. It lets in the good stuff like nutrients and ships out finished products, all while keeping out junk and other threats. It's absolutely key to keeping the cell's internal environment perfectly balanced. So how does stuff actually get past this tough gatekeeper? Well, the cell has some pretty clever tricks up its sleeve. The first one, and maybe the most efficient, is something called passive transport. And here is the absolute genius of it. Passive transport costs the cell absolutely nothing. zero energy. It's like floating downstream. Nature and the laws of physics do all the heavy lifting. The cell can just kick back and let essential stuff drift right on in. This slide breaks it down so nicely. There are a few different ways this happens. First up, you've got simple diffusion. This is for tiny things like oxygen that can just slip right through the membrane, no helper needed. That's basically how you breathe. Then there's facilitated diffusion. This is for bigger things like glucose that need a special protein channel to act like a personal doorway. Next, we have osmosis, and this one is all about water, moving through its own dedicated channels to keep everything balanced. And finally, there's filtration, which is a bit different. It's where physical pressure, like your blood pressure, literally pushes fluids across the membrane. It's how your kidneys clean your blood. 4 different methods, and they all run on autopilot. All right, deep breath. We've toured the control center, the power plants, the factories, and the city gates. Now it's time to zoom all the way back out and really appreciate the scale of this whole thing. Because here's the part that just blows my mind every single time. Your body, it's not just one of these cellular cities. It is a massive, sprawling nation made up of trillions of them. Each one is doing its own specialized job, but they're all communicating, all cooperating to create the complex, living, thinking person that is you. So I'll leave you with this final thought. If a single one of your cells is as complex and as busy as an entire city, then what does that make you? A continent? A planet? A whole universe? The scale is just staggering. It's something to think about next time you look in the mirror.